Welcome to Finance Unlocked for Nonprofits. This segment, we're going to talk about giving. So, Erin, what's the deal with giving?
So giving and contributions are really specific to the nonprofit sector. So even if you have finance experts on your board, people who are business savvy, there are still things about the way we get gifts and contributions that are confusing and that don't exist in the for-profit arena. So they really hang up all board members. So those are some of the things we're going to talk through today.
Okay, I think I understand giving. So what we're talking about is that people or organizations, institutions give you resources in order for you to complete your mission. They don't get anything in return.
That's right.
They just give it to you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's not this idea of necessarily having to earn revenue when we're talking about contributions and gifts, which is different from the for-profit sector.
So what are the three kind of weird ones we're going to talk about?
So the first one we're going to talk about is pledges. So when you're looking at financial reports, this can also be called promises to give, just to make it more confusing, but it's the same exact concept. So a donor is promising or pledging to make you a gift in the future.
Okay, so someone says, I'm going to come to your party and I'm going to bring you a present.
That's right.
That's a pledge.
That's right. And so this can be a verbal pledge, it can be a pledge form, it can be a single gift in the future, it could be a multi-year gift over the next 5 or 10 years. It can take on a lot of different forms.
Oh, so if someone says, I'm coming to your party, but I'm going to give you a gift for many years in the future.
That's right.
That's a pledge.
Yeah, that is a pledge. And the piece that's confusing is it's not about the cash. It's not about me handing you my gift. You record it when that pledge is made, and that's what makes it more complicated.
So when they say they're going to give it to me, that's when I record it.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Good. What else?
So as a board member, it's important for you to know, does your organization ask for pledges? So do we have pledges? How do they show up in our financial statements? And if we do have pledges, how do I tell the ones that are due next year from the ones that are due further out in the future?
Okay, good. What's the second one?
In kind. So this is us getting stuff, so goods and services donated to us.
Okay, so this is someone's coming to my party and they're going to bring the cake, which I normally would have to buy, but now I don't have to buy it because they're bringing it. That's
exactly.
in kind?
Yep, that's in kind.
Okay.
And so common examples: computer equipment, software, professional services, sometimes free rent, supplies. All of those are examples of in-kind contributions.
Great.
And so one thing I will point out is volunteer time, crucial to our organizations. We track it, we use it for funding applications, tell grantors about all of our volunteer hours, but you won't see volunteer time recorded in the financial statements. So that can be confusing to people. So just wanting to point that out.
Great. What's our third kind?
Restrictions. So the board can't restrict things. Only donors can restrict gifts. And so there are 3 types of restrictions. So the most restrictive, permanently restricted. So the typical example, endowment gift. Someone's giving us a gift, we can never ever touch it, we can only use the earnings for something specific later on.
Okay, so grandma gives us money and it has to stay in the bank account, but we can use the interest to buy a burger if we want to.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes. The next kind, temporarily restricted. So this is more narrowly focused than your general mission. So for a specific project or a specific program, capital campaign, that kind of thing.
Okay, so this is grandma gives you money, but you can only spend it on college, because that's what she wants you to spend it on.
Exactly right. And now you have to do all the extra work and tracking to make sure that you're only spending it on college and nothing else.
Got it.
And then the third, the least restricted, unrestricted, really as long as you're doing the work that you're doing as part of your mission, you can spend it on whatever you like.
So this is grandma gives you money and you can buy a car.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So as a board member, it's important to know what kind of restricted gifts you're asking for, how they're being tracked, and that you guys are doing what you need to do to steward the donor's gift appropriately.
Okay, so we've got these 3 kinds. Let's say I'm going to have a party and somebody says, I pledge to bring you a gift. That's the pledge.
Right.
Also, someone says, I'm going to bring the cake. That way you don't have to buy one. That's in kind. And then the last one is you can only use this money for your college, so that's restricted.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
So those are the more complicated kinds of giving. So another piece that's really important is this idea of communication. So it's really important that the people asking for the gifts, board members, volunteers, development staff, is having a lot of upfront communication with the people who are accounting for the gifts and tracking them in the end, so that everyone's on the same page about, do we have a pledge? Is this gift restricted? Do we have in kind? How are we tracking all of this stuff? Because all of these are great gifts, but they're more work. There's more accounting work to go on with each of these. So just making sure that, again, we're all really clear up front about what's going on.
Now, what happens if somebody comes to your party and brings you a gift you don't want, like that weird uncle brings you like mustache wax or something, right?
So I think you're stuck with your mustache wax,
Okay.
but in the future, you could have a gift acceptance policy. So that's something that really clearly lays out what kind of gifts we're interested in receiving, what we accept, and the types of gifts that we're not interested in receiving.
So it's a gift registry.
Really, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got it, good. So I think we got the idea here and the kind of 3 anomalies on this. And the most important thing is we all love gifts.
We love gifts.